Hey everybody, I've got another video here where we're going to talk about some of my favorite cards, this time in MetaZoo's Seance, that are not the chase cards or full holos or reverse holos. So some of the more common cards that are usually overlooked, at least when I'm opening cards. You know, I'm kind of going through, shuffling through the pack until I get to that full holo or reverse holo, and going through some of the Seance. I mean, I didn't get very much. Seance wasn't good to me, I'll put it that way. So I'm gonna focus on the cards I got to talk about how amazing some of these other cards are. So this is for you that have had fire pulls, that have pulled all of the amazing full holo art and didn't get the chance to look at the other cards because you just overlooked them. That's who my crowd is today, and anybody else watching. So let's get into this. There's actually quite a few cards. There's even more than UFO, and it just shows how great Seance as a set really is, beyond all of the issues such as low pull rates, and on top of that, you know, mapping and booster boxes. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how great some of these other cards are. So I'm trying to put these in order of going from my least favorite to favorite, and these are already my favorites. So let's start with the first one. We've got the Empress. If it'll focus here, come on, let me focus my camera. Okay, here's the Empress. Very beautiful card. It's got that Seance feel. She's got some sort of a skeleton things coming up, reaching out of this maybe bloody pool with a skull in her hand. Very cool card. Next up, we've got the Blood Grimoire. This is a book that has blood leaking out of it, and you've got all the skulls in the background. It's going with the theme, and most of these cards go with the theme of Seance, and that's what I wanted to also show, is just how great and how cohesive Seance was. Even there was some cohesiveness to UFO, but not nearly as much as Seance. Seance really was a cohesive set that was amazing in that regard. Next up, All Hallows Eve. Take a second here, look up the song All Hallows by AFI. It's not by AFI, it's actually by the Misfits. Actually, no, it's not All Hallows. It's called the All Hallows EP. Let me reverse. Pull out Spotify, search All Hallows, and it's an EP that was done by AFI where they cover the Misfits song Halloween. And I love everything Halloween. So this card reminds me of that AFI album. It's my favorite thing that they ever did, even though it's not a full-length album, but it's amazing. Listen to it and continue watching this film. I love this card. It's got a grave with some bloody cracks in it. There's some pumpkins. I've got pumpkins tattooed on my arms, so I'm into it. I dig it. Next up, we have Permanent Possession. I love the pinky feel to this card. I like that there's a person reaching out of the ground as if they've been buried alive, or they're a dead person that is about to come and eat my brains. That's a potential too. Very beautiful card. And you can see there's a lot of purpley cards, just like this one. Purpley pink cards, which I adore. Clairvoyance, very cool. We've got a guy sitting here doing some sort of psychic stuff with some eyes above. Love this card. I just love how it looks. It suits the set. So what's cool is Seance both is a psychic, like you can have some psychic elements like this that suit the set, and you can have some Halloween elements too. So very cool. Next up, we have Scorched Pages. What need I say? This is a burning book with a skeleton coming out of it. We see the skull at least, or a ghoul. Maybe this is a ghoul coming out of it. Very cool, fits the set. Next up, this one's a little bit more risky. Got Burning Effigies. I love edgy stuff. I'm a spiritual person, but I don't get offended very easily, and this does not offend me. I think that this is edgy and very cool. Burning Effigies. Look at this guy. Yeah, it's a body that is full of hay that they are burning. They're having fun. I've been to Burning Man, so I get it. Okay, next up, we've got Tomb Effigy. Why is this cool? Because that's the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper was one of the chase cards from from Nightfall, and I fell in love with that character, and I'm really glad to see him back again, which is why I also like Death. Very cool to see more Grim Reaper. Now we've got 2 cards in here that refer to the Grim Reaper, and it suits Seance. So very cool, very great artwork. The even the Tomb Effigy, there's something about that artwork that is very cool. But this is also pretty sweet. I love seeing the Grim Reaper being called back in this deck. Next up, we have the World. This card is less seance-y, but more just I like seeing a bunch of the crew hanging out together. We've got Piazza Bird, we've got Jack Frost, Awful, and Babe the Blue Ox, and that fairy person. I don't know who that is. And then there is a card in the middle there. What do we call it? A tarot card? I believe it is called a tarot card. So it does pull it all together into the Seance theme, but I just like how this looks. I love seeing Piazza Bird again, and I like this rendition of Piazza Bird. I'd like to see them do something like this in Seance. Okay, next we have, just like that last one, it's another gathering. We've got Indrid Cold and the Mothman with a, I don't know if that's a Seance card in the middle this time. I think it is another tarot card, but I'm not for sure. Very cool though. I love the color scheme of this. It suits the entire theme. Like all these cards I've shown are seance-y. They knocked it out of the park in that regard. Credit where credit's due. Next up, we've got Demonic Evocation. We've got these people that are in a, is that a pentagram? I think it is. Pentagram is five edges, right? Oh, I've talked about this before. Anyways, we've got this, I'm assuming that is Old Scratch there, or somebody like Old Scratch, and that these guys are all just praying to him and they're burning for it. So very cool, it fits the theme. Next up, the next 2 cards, they kind of dive away from the theme, or stray away from the theme, but they're super cool. Love seeing Mothman as an artifact. Glad to see Mothman. It is iconic. The Mothman is officially iconic. I opened a Cryptid Nation booster box and discussed this. I pulled a Mothman again and I went, this is an iconic thing. And I hope MetaZoo is able to capitalize on this and continue going forward and just work through some of their issues. Next up, another one that's a little loose. Element 115. This is what I wanted to see in UFO. I wanted to see more things like this, like Roswell, Element 115. I had already mentioned on that other my favorite cards from UFO that I would have loved to see, like the sports model included, which is right up there with the lore of Element 115. Just seeing this brought in, this is super cool. This is the stuff that I wanted to see in UFO, is a little bit more deep into that UFO lore, and so this is cool. I love seeing this. This is one of my favorite cards in the entirety of Seance, and I wish it kind of was in UFO, but here it is. Hey, I'm happy it's here. This is a win. This is totally a win. Okay, this is my second last card, and I love the artwork of this. This is spooky. Locked Contract. I love red and black. I love that combination. I've always loved that combination. Seeing this, I think this is something I would hang on my wall, just like every other card, but I just love the artwork of this. This guy is in an insane asylum, it looks like. There's blood on the wall. He's all red. He does not look like he's very happy. Very cool. Very beautiful artwork. Finally, this one's a bit risque. This is the best card in the entirety of Seance within the parameters of this video. This is edgy. That chick has a knife in her hand. There's a priest behind. This is pushing the boundaries. I'm surprised they actually released this card. This is something that I would enjoy, but I already know people in MetaZoo, in some of the unofficial chats, that dislike this very, very much, and they're offended by this. And it's okay to be offended. I think that it's totally okay that they're offended by that. I totally get that. I'm not offended by this. I love this art, and I think that this was a cool risk MetaZoo took for this specific release, and I am the person they were sending it to. And it's not because of the girls I'm saying that. I mean more of the blood and the priest. This is edgy. I don't need these women in this like this. I'm not really, that doesn't do much for me. It's more the edginess of the card. and the shock value of the card. I think that's pretty cool. So thanks for watching the video. Yeah, this is ADHD. I just wanted to go through, and I think I accomplished my goal of showing off some of the artwork that maybe y'all that got really good pulls look past. Here I am just bathing in this artwork because it's all I got. I don't have self-pity either. I'm okay with it. I'll just I'll strategically provide constructive criticism here and there. So like, comment, subscribe, agree with me, disagree with me, tell me what you think. Maybe I missed a card that you think I should go back and look at. Maybe there's cards here that you think are offensive. Tell me that you find them offensive. I'm not going to argue with you that you shouldn't find them offensive, but I'm interested in hearing your opinion. I know that my friend Carter is going to be pretty upset about most of these cards since he's a good Christian boy, but hey, we'll talk it through and then we'll go for lunch. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Do it all. Let's become friends online. This is ADHD TCG. Thanks for watching my video.